What if I told you that for less than the cost of a weekend in Lagos, you could visit another country, get 4 passport stamps, and build your travel history all by road?
Marksman Travels!
Hi guys, this is the Marksman Travels and Tours team, and in this vlog, we're taking you through our road trip from Nigeria to Benin Republic. No flights, just vibes, passports, and the open road. Let's go. We set off early from Abeokuta with our Nigerian passport in hand. Of course, we took some pictures before hitting the road because content is key. Even though we're familiar with the route, we still use Google Maps for backup and time estimation. We passed through the Ilara border. At the Nigerian side, we got stamped out, and immediately after crossing into Benin, the Benin immigration stamped us in. It was quick and smooth. Since we passed through the Ilara route, we passed through K2 in Benin, where we had to stop to get our Laissez-Passer. It cost about 10,000 CFA, and it's one of the most important documents you need for your car to legally move around in Benin. Next, we all bought MTN Benin SIM cards for about 500 CFA because roaming from Nigerian SIMs was just too expensive. In fact, one of us tried a 5,000 roaming bundle, and it finished after WhatsApp messages alone popped in. So lesson learned, buy a local SIM and save yourself the stress. We also changed some Naira to CFA, the local currency. You'll need this for fuel, food, and basically everything else. Because we passed through K2, we went through Novo, Benin Republic's capital. Yes, it's actually not Cotonou. The capital is Novo, and a few other towns before reaching Cotonou. When we got into Cotonou, we saw amazing sights like the longest graffiti wall in West Africa that was worked on by several artists, the powerful Amazon statue that was built in the honor of the fierce women warriors of Dahomey, and we drove past this dramatic statue of a man on a horse that looked straight out of a movie scene. But since we arrived late, we couldn't really do much, so we checked into our lodge and crashed for the night. On day 2, which was the next morning, we got breakfast and we set off on our first stop, which was the Python temple in Ouidah. Now listen, this is very wild. We were introduced to their beliefs that pythons were sacred. Before we could touch the snakes, we had to wash our hands with a special type of water. We were sacred, it's a live snake. But somehow we got our courage and even placed it around our neck, and that look is one of the fakest smile you'd ever see. I was scared witless. We also learned about an incredible tradition where a lot of virgins or menopausal women would fetch water into a sacred pot every 7 years to bless the city of Ouidah. The cultural depth here is so unreal.
One of the other wildest things that we learned is that once every month, all these pythons are released into the city. Although the people don't arm them, they let them roam free to find food, and later they are brought back to the temple. So the python you see this month might not be the same next month, and I think that's crazy. And I'm so glad that I do not live in Ouidah, because if I see one of those pythons, even though they're armless, I'm probably gonna faint.
Of course, we stopped to buy some souvenir, we had to take a little piece of Benin back with us. Then the next stop was the Zinzao Foundation Museum, an art lover's dream. We saw beautiful pieces from charcoal, leaves, nylon, and so much more. Then came one of the most emotional parts of our trip. We visited the slave auction market, where slaves were once sold before being shipped off to other countries. From there, we followed the route, the slave route, retracing the path that they were forced to walk, all the way to the point of no return, where they would say goodbye to their homeland forever. It was deep, it was moving, and it was something we will never forget. After that, we began our journey back to Nigeria, this time passing through the Idiroko border, where we got stamped out of Benin. By the end of the trip, we had 4 stamps in our passports: Nigerian immigration out, Benin immigration in, Benin immigration out, Nigerian immigration in. Yeah, not bad for a trip by road. This is one of the easiest and most affordable ways to start building your passport history. So if you've been dreaming of travel but feel stuck here, guess what? We've got a group trip loading soon. So if you'd love to join us next, comment interested below and we'll send you all the details once the date is out. Let's explore Africa one stamp at a time. See you on the next adventure. Bye.